Happy Friday, folks. Hope you guys are doing well. We are needing a beard trim, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. Wanted to give you, whoops, let me turn this down. I hear myself talking. Anyway, I don't know if anybody's going to be on here. Maybe you can catch this afterwards, but a lot of guys always ask me about trimming their beard, so I like doing these occasionally. If somebody wants to jump in here and ask some questions in the comments, they more than welcome to. But I've got down below in the description some of the tools I use. I always use the Brio, and what I'll do first is I'll go in with the and get the bottom line here, and then I'll work my way around on both sides. And I'm looking to take off maybe about a half an inch or so today. And then I'll work on the sides if there ain't any kind of catch any stray hairs. And then I'll work on this big old mustache at the end. And then if I need to, I'll use the straight razor and do my cheek line. So that's the plan. I see Bearded Vato jumped in here earlier. I'll try my best to keep up with comments, but once you get going with this thing, it's you kind of need to pay attention to what you're doing. So here we go. I've got no guard on it, and I've got it fully closed, just so I can get a nice line. And when I go in, I actually don't go straight in. I actually come down. It's a little more rounded. I learned the hard way one time that I went straight in, and it ended up being too short by the time I beveled it out right. Hey guys, I see El Tomahawk and Michael and Bearded Vato. Thanks you guys for joining me. We're just doing a little beard trim here. So here we go. We're going in straight in for it. Well, let me tell you this before I jump in too much. I'll comb it out one time, but I haven't done anything to my beard here in several hours. So I kind of do my normal styling routine. I did use a heat brush on it just a little bit earlier in the day and a little bit of beard butter, but all of that has since kind of dried and gone away. But you want to be careful with the hairs under here. Sometimes they'll hide on you, and then sometimes you want to kind of pull them out, but not pull them out too much. So you do want a dry beard when you're doing the clipper work. See the chunk I took out of it. You go in with the line, and then you kind of bevel it, kind of round it in. So that side's looking pretty good. We're going to try to get this other side, which is my weak side. Do you guys have a strong side and a weak side? I do. Don't cringe for me, Michael. I do this about every 3 weeks or so. I love trimming my beard. I think I'm in the minority on that. And I don't have a thick underbeard. Like I don't have a whole lot of stuff right under here, so be careful not to take off too much. You guys doing anything fun this weekend? Not a whole lot of fun we can do besides try not to catch the corona. I'm going to pull this out here. I'm going to work on the sides, the back edge. Yeah, we all have weak sides and strong sides there, but thanks, Michael. So slightly harder to do with this camera and tripod all sitting right here, but we're gonna make it work. There's nothing like making your beard look thicker than make sure you got a nice clean line on the bottom. Can you tell the difference? I can. Clean up that stuff right on my neck. Both sides, that's looking pretty good. Comb it out and check the line on the bottom, and then we'll start working on the sides. Thanks, Michael. So nothing like this. I don't know if you guys have the Chicago comb number 7, the pick. That works great. And the length of my beard, I actually like coming up this way from. If you got a really long beard, you probably have to go down every time. Yeah, Michael, one of these Brios. So I'm an affiliate for Brio, so I've got an affiliate link for them specifically, or I put an Amazon link down in the bottom, so I'm an Amazon affiliate too. But yeah, I really like these. You got guards on them that you can use. The only thing I really don't like about them is the guards are a little bit finicky. They're double-sided, and it's a little bit aggravating to snap it on there, make sure it's just right and it doesn't pop off. But I really do like it. I've used it for almost 2 years. Mustache. Yeah, we're going to get to that mustache. We're going to get to it. It's starting to drive me crazy. I don't know if we'll wax it or not. I've got to where I've just kind of trim it in the shape I want. I don't really have to do a whole lot else to it. I don't put any wax or anything on it these days. But I'm also not leaving the house these days. So I pick everything out, make it kind of look crazy. And then I'll go back down with my boar's hair brush. Always gives you, it kind of slicks everything off and starts to tuck in any flyaways you have. Because if they're not really flyaways, you don't really need to cut them off. You kind of lose some of your thickness to your beard if you do that. So, and then I've got a hand mirror here. If I can check. Let's see what the back edge is looking like. Looking okay. So hand mirrors can really help you see the sides. And then they also make these contraptions where you got like these 3 mirrors that you can put on the door. Self-cut system. I want to try those, but I haven't gotten the company to want to send it to me yet. I'd cut my hair if I didn't have to hold my hands up here. So I cut my hair for a couple of years, and now I just go to the barber to have it done. But I do my beard trims. So I might come out of the camera shot here for just a second, so I can get a little closer to the camera or to the mirror. I just want to check the sides here and see if we're about even on the length, and we are, which is good. So then the next part to think about, oh, thank you, Fato. So smash that like button, all 9 people in here. What's the safest beard dye to hide gray? I'm not sure. As you can see, I don't hide mine. Mine's all right here, right in the front for everybody. They make some that's progressive. I have to look and see what that kind is. It's newer. It's only been on the market about a year. I have to look that up for you. Remind me, I'll do a video on that. That'd be a good topic. I thought about experimenting, but I haven't done, because you know I'm not going to find this color red to dye this, so I'd have to dye everything like a light brown or something. So the next thing I normally do is I'll take this thing without a guard. Now you can do it with a guard, and I used to, but I just kind of run it over the face of my beard, and it just catches any of those flyaways. Sometimes I do it more than others. Like if it's looking pretty good and I don't see anything that looks crazy, I can kind of leave it where it's at and only work on like tapering the sideburn area in instead of taking anything off. Because anything you take off in here is taking away from the bulk of your beard. Yeah, so check out Johnny Grooms' channel. He's done several different types of beard dyes. He's a good one. Jonnie, Johnny Grooms. Tell him I sent you. He's got several videos. So that, yeah, I'll run this over my beard. And here you want to make sure you keep it flush. And I'm going to take my glasses off so it won't hit. And you're basically just kind of running across the face of your beard. You're not coming into it at all. And you're basically just taking off any of the flyaways just to polish it up. It's like you've got a hedge bush and you're trying to make it all uniform all the way around. We got it uniform on the bottom. You want to try to get this as uniform as you can. If your hair is really straight, you probably don't want to use this method at all. You stick with scissors and not doing anything to the sides. The bushier your beard is, and if you want to tame that down, that's where you'll do this particular method a little bit more. And I'm not hardly taking off anything, just any random hair that's sticking out. And some of the back that I usually catch right there. And I'm a left-handed person, so I'm used to having to do things in this right-handed world, so I can do a few things with my right hand. Just take nice, long, confident strokes if you're doing this. And not much at all, just to kind of get everything a little bit smoother. You got the bottom smooth. I want kind of the outside of this to be smooth too. And I didn't get a haircut. I usually do a beard trim right after a haircut, but I'm kind of in between haircuts. That means I won't be quite as aggressive here when I start doing the tapering. So I've seen a lot of videos about tapering, and I've done a few myself, but there's a couple ways you can do it. One is to work with the guards and kind of work your way down on the guards as you go higher. I found for me, just to get a faster taper on that, is what you can do is figure out the area you want to taper. For me is right about here is where I start my taper. So what I'll do is I kind of comb that up and make a kind of a line on the area I want to taper. Hold down the stuff here because I want to keep all of that. Sorry, Scott. I just thought I knew I needed to do a beard trim, and I thought, hey, I'll try the live out here since I got monetized and make sure everything looks like it's working on that end. By the way, guys, next Tuesday night we'll be back at 7 p.m. for my 1,000 subscriber celebration. So if you want to join in, I'm going to put a link for the StreamYard link. You guys can join in and hop on with me. I'd love to hear from you if you've learned anything from me. I want to share that over the past 320 something videos I've done. Yeah, for me, this is about as long as I want to go with my beard. I've had it longer, I just don't like it. And also, I've got kind of a weak underbeard, so most of my beard comes from the front. So I'll kind of outgrow my strengths if I'm not careful. So this is kind of what I like, all different kind of shapes and styles. So I'm just tapering that top inch or two. And then while I'm at it, since I'm in between haircuts, I'll taper a little bit of this into my hair. Brian the Beard Barber. I don't know about that. So I put on, this is the number 6 guard. And for me right here, it's got my bone right here, and that's the part that sticks out the furthest. So I want everything to kind of line up with that. I want it shortest here, and then kind of a reverse taper up here, and then a little taper on the bottom. Yeah, as long as you got a flat comb, that's a really good way to taper it, so you don't have to keep changing guards and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of times, if you got a good clipper like this, it's not very loud. And I don't know if you've ever used some of those things sound like a lawnmower. So here you can actually use your sound. You can hear the hair that you're clipping. Makes a big difference. So I'm tapering just a little bit here above it, and a little bit below it, and right here will be the shortest point. And then I kind of comb this here, and since I'm in between haircuts, I can edge out my ear. And there we go. So not a whole lot to it. Hey, Devin. Oh yeah, I got to check out your top scents video. Oh no problem, Michael. I know most people spell it B-R-I-A-N, but you know I got to go with what my parents named me. So let me taper this side here. So once again, what I'm doing is going in and kind of making a line and holding down everything below it. And you can also kind of think about it if you think about holding this hair. If you look at the bottom of my beard, it's not, I don't want this hair up here to go all the way down here. It's not bothering anything. I still got plenty of hair here. So that means it's fine to taper this area above it. And what I like doing is holding this down. And then I kind of wish I had ones a little bit narrower than this. This is a clipper comb that you use for hair that they use, trying to get out lines that they put when they're using clippers. And then I do this taper method like that, so I don't have to keep changing guards. And then, by the way, if you put this flush against your face, that's a length of a 1 guard. So you got to be careful with this. I remember I was showing Matt from No BS how to do this, and he got one of those guards or one of those clipper combs. He said, "Yeah, I took out a big chunk of my beard. I wasn't careful the first time he used it." Let me comb that out. I know some people are comb guys. I'm a boar's hair brush guy because it gives you that flat, sleek look for this type of beard I have and the length of it. How about you, Devin? Are you a boar's hair brush kind of guy? I bet you probably are. Thank you guys for stopping in. I just thought, why not put it on here? Some people like watching the beard trims, so they kind of pick up on their own. Don't be scared to trim your own beard. All right, I think that's looking pretty good, guys. A nice shape to it. Yeah, I figured you like that boar's hair brush. I got to do this thing, guys. It's starting to get really big. And I know it looks really good the longer it gets, but that's when it starts to get aggravating. And believe it or not, at this point, and after figuring out where to take a hair away from in here, I don't have any trouble eating. I mean, occasionally I get something on it, but not usually, unless I'm eating ice cream cone or something like that. Yeah, I've done several trim videos, and I think this is my second live stream I've done where we're trimming the beard. The problem with the mustache is I've trained it so much that it's like all goes swoopy to each side, right? So even if I try to comb it straight down, it still kind of wraps around. So in this case, I comb it down, and then I take the size scissors. These are from Beard Brand, but they have some on Amazon. There's like 5-inch kind of scissors, so not really big, but not super duper tiny. But they work well. I think they're made out of Japanese steel. And I just cut right along it, taking off about 1/4 of an inch. And the closer you get to the middle, the more I kind of go into it. So it's shorter here and then longer out here. That's the point. That's the good part. It doesn't matter if it's exactly the same on both sides. You just kind of freehand is what I do. So where does the mustache end and the beard begin? That's a good question. So you've got to separate it. I'll show you that in a minute. But you get these kind of hybrid hairs, I call them, which are kind of in between. And what you do is you can go through and trim those off. So you trim it just a little area here. You trim it shorter, and that allows just to lay on top. So if you're wanting a separate mustache like that, you got to take some time to grow it out. And then these hairs right here, you cut them a little bit shorter, right? No, thanks, Michael. Do you guys trim your own beards and mustaches? You might have to these days. A lot of barber shops are closed, or they won't let you trim beards because you have to wear a mask the whole time. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right, I'm gonna give you something that I've never seen anybody else do with a mustache like this. These hairs over here all want to go this way. So I've really had to be careful and train it. So what I do is I actually cut right down the middle to help separate it a little bit, all the way up. Now, if you already, some people's mustaches are already kind of separate. They've got a little area in between that doesn't grow as much. But for me, I don't. So I just go straight up and help get a little more separation and definition to it. If not, it just looks like a big bunch of junk in the middle. Oh, cool. 25% off from Copper Johns. I haven't tried them yet. He's supposed to be sending me stuff soon. And then all of the sales and all that stuff hit. So I know he's waiting until things calm down a little bit more. Yeah, Ben. Time to clean up the bottom of that thing. How's mine look? Nothing makes your beard look more dense and full than to have a nice line across the bottom. Yeah, and sometimes you just need a reset with that, Michael. So you can go in and have somebody else take a look at it and redefine your lines and your shape, because it's hard to see back here and get a nice shape from your side profile. I just like trimming mine too much. I don't think I would ever do it now at this point. So I end up leaving this side longer because it automatically curls around. This side, I'm fighting it. So I trim them shorter right here, close to the middle of my mouth, so they won't go jutting around to the wrong side. So Defined Beard's got a sale going on too. Man, aren't you guys all sold out at this point? I bought so much stuff from Amazon for my studio. I didn't buy any beard stuff, but I've got way too much. So here we go, talking about the sides. I don't like it curling way up. I tried it one time, and I like it better where it just comes right down and then it goes right to where my cheek line is, because I do have, a little bit of a sparser area. So what this does, it kind of helps define that line a little better. But I don't like long handlebars. So I've seen some barbers where they twirl it and twist it. I don't really like that, because then it ends up looking like a pencil eraser when you're done. I actually like trimming it while it's in place. And you don't worry about going back and forth on which one's too long side and which one's too short. So I hold down the hairs under here to make sure I'm not getting my beard hairs. And you just go in and you take some stuff off. It's just hair, guys. If you happen to cut something a little bit too short, I guarantee if you wait 2 weeks, you won't regret it, unless you just really sneeze or something while you got the trimmers going. Oh, just see all that hair flying. And so I usually cut this way, and then at the top I'll kind of have to feather it a little bit. And I think I need to put my glasses back on. So Michael, how much stuff did you buy on Black Friday? What are you guys wearing in beard today? Today I'm trying to figure out which scents I'm going with my top scents for the year. I'm actually wearing the Main Cave from Main Man. That's a really good kind of cologne scent. Warm, sweet cologne, if you will. So you kind of in the middle cut out a little fishtail, they call it. Gives you separation. Because some people say, I can't grow a mustache like that. Well, you have to leave it alone. You got to get it longer where you can get it longer and figure out where you can take stuff away. So you can take it away right in the middle. You can also, if you've got a bunch of little short hairs on the bottom, right underneath here, you can take those down too a little bit, but not too much because that kind of serves as a ledge for the stuff on top to lay on. Got the grower in. Wait a minute, that's the one of the CBDs? You like that CBD? I haven't tried it. So now I'm going to go back and just see if I can get off some of these little hairs here that do that separation I was talking about. And I just kind of point cut, just kind of stick my scissors in here and there. It gives you a little more separation. And that's one of my weaker areas anyway. But you want your mustache to be your mustache and my beard to be my beard with the style I've got. Traverse City, I haven't tried that one. That was the cherry tobacco, I think. Phil, good to see you, Phil. Thanks for coming in. So I really like Fable's regular line of oil. Not so much the butter. It's too thick for me or something. It's too hard to work with. Kind of gritty. Wow, you won a bunch of stuff, Michael. Good gracious. I think we'll put you in timeout for winning too much. All right, the only thing left to do my cheek lines. Think I can do that without bleeding? We'll pull a Scott. Scott always, when he uses his straight razor, he always bleeds on camera. It's like, I'm going to try my best not to bleed on camera. Now, I got to do this other top of my sideburn here with the guard. I didn't do that earlier. That was actually a 9 guard. That was a 6 upside down last time. So with your clipper, you can kind of angle it where it's not flat against your head and go right around your ear if you got a shorter haircut, and that'll give you a little bit more time. You can get an extra week if you keep this area right here clean a lot of times. And then I'll go back with the scissors here and line that out. Devin, are you still in here? Did you do that beard trim yet? We were talking about. Making a mess. Got some pre-shave oil I'll put on my cheeks here in a second. Hey, Dave. I'm pulling a Dave and doing a beard trim on camera. Devin, what are you waiting on? You gotta trim that beard, man. You know I'll walk you through it. I'm sure Dave will too. Sorry, I was trying to get the water hot in here. Dave, did I do okay? Did I pass? And today I didn't mess with the soul patch area. every once in a while it gets a little wild, and I'll take a guard and do this and go down and kind of catch the ones that are really long on it. So I don't do everything the exact same every single time. Like sometimes I'll even taper the top of this sometimes, but not today. Looking right. Thank you, Maverick. Good to see you, man. We're just finishing up here with the cheeks. And Dave, this is, I'm not an expert at this part yet. So the straight razor, I've only done it a couple times, but I'm gonna give it a go. I figure it's not a good video unless you're bleeding. I do okay with one side, and then you have to switch this thing around or use your offhand, and it gets a little bit sketchy. Dave, have you done a video about this? You need to do a video. I need to see you do it since you've got all that professional training and stuff. That was the easy side because I'm a lefty. You did a straight razor lineup on yourself? I have to go back and take a look. Yeah. This is the moment you should be cringing. Anyway, that's good enough for me. Luckily, I don't keep a super sharp line because my hair's lighter colored and not as thick as it could be up here. So I know I've got to, everybody always finds something wrong with your own beard, right? But for me, just having a super sharp line is not my thing. Because what'll happen is like, I just keep going down further and going down further till you get a sharp line, and then you're down too far. Then you have to shave every day, which makes no sense. All right, guys, I think I'm done. I got to clean up the mess. I was supposed to try out these clipping sheets that are supposed to go on the counter, and I got worried about doing this thing on StreamYard here and doing it live that I forgot to put it down. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll go back and watch that video for sure. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for popping in here. I do hope I get to see you guys on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to celebrate hitting that 1,000 subscribers. Anybody wants to jump in the stream with me, you can. I'll put the link for you guys. So if I've taught you something along the way or something in particular you want to say, jump on there. We're going to have a good time. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it, man. I think it works out good. The good thing about trimming your own beard is you can tweak it over the next few hours and even a couple of days, right? You can go back and check yourself in different mirrors and those kind of things. All right, guys, have a good one, man. We'll see you soon.